All right, so now this is going to be a work session. Blue Inkling, why do I use Unity 5? Do you mean as opposed to Unity 2017? Because that I could explain. Okay. Why not 2018, the latest, the greatest, and latest? I didn't even realize they were on Unity 2018. Oh, they're on the beta. Well, I don't use 2018 because it's in beta, and I don't use 2017 because my leading target platform for the game is Nintendo Switch, and they don't have, as far as I know, they don't have a version that works with 2017 yet. They don't have, yeah. I can't build to Switch from 2017 yet, so I don't use it. That is the answer to that. I'd like to. I like to stay up to date if I can. Things generally get better every version of Unity, so entrance areas, render groups. Okay, so I have some options here of what I can work on. One is going to be music, like audio programming. Cheers, Elton Peter. Welcome. Yeah, so there's some options here. I could either do audio programming. There's when you're in the overworld, there's a song that plays, and each biome has a different version of that song. And when you go into like the ocean biome, the ocean version of the song should start like fade in, and the hub version fades out, so that it keeps the time, but switches to the different version with like kind of ocean flair, like ocean type instruments or desert type instruments. So that's one option. I talked about the render groups thing. That doesn't exist, and I could work on that right now. The interior transition, which I showed, is kind of jank, and I could work on that. That's kind of where I'm thinking. And then the other thing that I could work on that's more art focused, and might be, I don't know what this crowd likes to watch, but that might be more interesting. Curious what chat thinks about those options. Blue Inkling. Working with Switch is cool. It's exciting to be on the new hot platform. This is my first like real console game that I'm gonna ship on, or that I've done most of the console development on. So it's I don't know. I don't have a frame of reference, I guess, to compare against other ones. The resources are cool. There's like good forums with active other users to like give advice and stuff. The console works pretty well. The profiling tools are all good. It's basically like if you know how to work in Unity and you know how to do profiling and use the frame debugger and stuff, that stuff all works with the Switch. So is it easy to get a dev kit? That one's a bit weird. Like first of all, you have to be approved by Nintendo, obviously, and that depends on like what your game is and how far along it is and what they're looking for at the time. So I feel like I got kind of lucky that I was kind of asking for a kit at the time when they needed games, and I also was kind of naive about when my release date was going to be. And, you know, I told them when I thought it was going to be, and they were like, oh, that's perfect for our schedule, we'll get you a kit. And it turned out to, like, my estimate turned out to be totally crap. So I kind of accidentally lied my way into a kit, maybe. Yeah, that soccer ball sure looks weird. I'm not gonna worry about it now. I'm gonna work on this audio thing, I think. Let's do this is for music biome music transition. I'll probably change this code, this script name at some point. Okay, so the idea here is that music is playing in hub. We need to keep time with it, entering this trigger. Fade out current biome music fade in new biome music. Okay. So I think I'm going to use a sensor for this. Does that make sense to do? I think a trigger is actually fine. But trigger enter. I don't like that code there at all. The bad thing about this physics sensor thing is as long as it's enabled, it's every frame is like doing the check. Or sorry, that's not right. As long as it's enabled, anytime something enters it, it's doing the check. The overlap sensor has that issue of it's always doing every frame, doing that check. So I feel like I could simplify this code, but I don't really want to worry about it right now. So if this thing is a trigger and it doesn't have a rigid body, then it won't get the signal, right? I'm gonna, before I continue on this, I want to do a test and an empty scene just to like refresh my physics brain. The question I have is, if one game object has, if this game object that we have the script on, whoops, don't change that, has this component on it but no rigid body, I think that it won't get this callback. I don't want to save. Game loader off. So let's do a cube. And this one's going to have a rigid body on it. This one's going to have our so that's a trigger. Let's make this one a rigid body sensor. That one's got a rigid body, use gravity, okay. So what I expect here is, that one shouldn't have a rigid body. Okay, so what I expect here is that this, when we examine this rigid body sensor, we're not going to see any entries once this thing enters it. And that's because this thing doesn't have a rigid body on it. I think that's what's going to happen. If not, I'm just wrong. Boom. Rigid body sensor. Okay, I'm wrong. That's good to know. So a trigger doesn't need to have a rigid body on it to receive a callback because it's being hit by something with a rigid body. Which also means if we know that this doesn't have a rigid body, that the other thing we can assume has a rigid body, so we don't need to check that it has a rigid body. So void music transition. So it's not just any player, it's got to be and player manager get lead player dot get physics equals player physics. Let's do it the other way. Equals player physics get player. Transition. So let's do game sounds. Music. Sound. Let's do none actually. So if we're not active, override sound, overworld jungle, overworld beach, overworld desert, overworld Hollywood, fuck. Okay, so these are overworld music variants. I feel like I shouldn't need to enter those like that. I wonder if I've changed. No, okay. In code, I'm referring to Sportsville as Hollywood, but in the overworld, the sign says Sportsville. I don't. That's always been fine to me because I've always thought of it that way, but I just want to make sure I'm staying consistent. Okay, so start music transition. If our current biome music isn't already active, then for each music to override I doesn't equal biome music, and event is active, I post event game sound dot override I dot fade out, and then biome music. I just have trouble with these transitions in Fabric for some reason. Okay. So let's call this beach music trigger. Yep, it's player sensor, music overworld beach. Yep. I don't know why that would be anything else but those, so maybe let's not expose that. I also actually don't want to require a box component. Cool. Let's do desert, data, sound triggers. You know what? I don't need to have this actually on different. Let's do. Yeah, this is kind of weird. I can actually reuse these. The fuck? I feel like that's going to be more expensive because there's so many rigid bodies in the children. It's like 12 times 8. That's a lot. I'm going to keep it how it was. Do I use this function a lot? I don't feel great about that function. I could also do it a different way. If player manager get lead player physics do contains RB. There are no cats in the game. Thank you, Elton Peter. I'm totally cool with questions, so yeah, but there are no cats. It's not because I don't like cats, it's just I didn't. That wasn't one of the animals I got excited about, so I didn't add it. need that in a function, I guess. Which one? Start routine. Yeah, routine. Yeah. Hey, back around, thank you. It's just too symbolic routines, I guess. I don't really like that, but that's okay. Biome beach. Biome desert. Biome jungle. Okay, Hollywood data, sound triggers. So Hollywood's weird, I don't really have a good transition yet. Enter. This entrance is going to change a little bit too, so it's not like really important yet. There, that'll work. Beach, change it to Hollywood. Pub, good. And I don't And you've got a bunch of different arena options. Here's the roster. Can go up to 8 players. I'll do 4 for now. The cool thing about Sausage Sports Club is that there's a bunch of different ways to play. Instead of having one game mode like most local multiplayer games, there's actually a bunch. There's 5. Soccer is a good one to start with. Okay. So the gameplay is like a 3D third-person platformer, like a Mario or something like that. And you can... Whoops, I died. And you can jump, dash, which will like kick other stuff around. I'm the flamingo right now. If you're looking for like who with the controls that go with the narration. Yes, you can dash, kick stuff around. You can jump, you can do a ground pound that knocks people around as well. And with the right stick on your controller, you can also flop your head around. And that's like equal parts silly and equal parts finesse. It's not a required skill to play the game, but it will make you better if you actually learn how to use your head. No, I got dunked on. Yeah. Nice, we got a bug. Crab stuck in the water. Different capacity. Each of the characters has the same colliders, so they all play the same. They all like move the same speed, jump the same height, that kind of stuff. It's just for the look, and like playing as the character you want to play as. Oh, yeah, go, score it. Sick. Okay, cool. So you also unlock a bunch of stuff as you play the game. You can see this meter here. I'm actually gonna restart so that I can like get rid of all the unlockable stuff, just so you can see what that part of the game is. Kill my save real quick. Yeah, so as you play, you unlock new characters. You saw that big roster. You start with only a few, and you unlock those as you go. There's 14 in the game, and you also unlock skins for the characters. Each one has like 3 or 4 of them. Nice. And then the other big aspect of the game, or actually let me do free play. Yeah, the other big aspect of the game is that there's a single player or co-op adventure mode where you explore this big kind of open world space with your buddies, or you can do it alone. And in doing so, you'll meet other NPCs playing on the reality show that is the Sausage Sports Club. I guess I'll go into adventure mode. And you basically help the different NPC characters solve their interpersonal drama by playing sports matches. Doing stuff like that. This is the tutorial. I'll actually skip the tutorial. It's not super important to see that. Let's do day 1. Yeah, there's new confetti, fireworks. Okay. Yeah, so when you play adventure mode, there's NPCs all over the place you can talk to. You can do a quest here. See if the quest actually works or not. Still in progress. Bud, quick, I need your help. Remy asked me to pick an outfit for him to sneak around in. Weird request, right? Fashion is my thing, so I'm trying my best to help. Anyway, I'm stuck between a couple options. Help me out, which of these do you think is better? Remember, it's gotta be good for crouching low and staying hidden. Boom. First, we've got the anchor specs. This one's great because it has the fake mustache. Nobody can tattle on you if they don't know who you are, right? Second, we've got the Sherlock cap. This one works well too because you look like that detective guy. Let me go back. Just taking a screenshot so I can report a bug to fix. Who expected a detective to be up to mischief? I just can't choose, they're both so perfect. I'll leave it up to you. You got dialogue option. Oh nice, he's hosting, that's awesome. Thanks, Will. Zoom outfit. Yeah, I like Gang Beasts a lot. It's I think it's one of the funniest games ever. Like absolutely one of the funniest games that's ever been made. And I do get that comparison a lot. I think just because it's like the characters are kind of floppy, and there's like bright colors in the game. But if you play them, they're like very much not at all alike. Gang Beasts is like leans way heavier into the physics controls and feels way more like floppy and slippery, and that's the thing that makes it like one of the funniest games ever, I think. Whereas Sausage Sports Club is more of like a platformer with physics elements to it, I would say. And there's also just more like structure and progression, and I don't know. I haven't played Gang Beasts in a long time. Is a reference. These characters are like pointing weird directions right now. I love this, they're so busted. Have to beat Bud and Ash to change their mind. Let's do it. Yeah, so now that there's like interpersonal drama, now we're actually like playing a match to try to solve like the thematically in Sausage Sports Club, the way you solve any conflict is by playing a match, and then whoever wins, just like that solves it. That's the person who decides the argument or whatever. Oof. This is my worst map. Or my worst mode, I should say. I'm terrible at coins. Oh. Definitely gonna lose. So after we lose this match, because it's clear that we're gonna lose, the game will still go on, and the season of Sausage Sports Club will just take into account that we lost when it considers like our ranking at the end. So you still continue playing. You don't have to like do a rematch to win, and you in fact can't do a rematch until you win. That's just like not the spirit of the game. It's not. Although winning is good, like you want to win and you're rewarded more for winning. It's the kind of spirit of the game is that it's about having fun and about making friends as much as it is about winning or losing. Here's a blue version, great for blending in if I'm near the water, or a red version, mostly good for scoping out the desert. Which do you prefer? Red. No, that's totally the wrong choice. In fact, both of these are terrible. Try this one on. The black suit, perfect for hiding in the shadows. Ooh, it's perfect. I can't wait to go try it out. Let's go, Bonbon. Hey, quest complete. And you get some tokens. So I'll show you one more thing before I actually go back and like continue the work I was doing. As you progress through the game and like win matches and do quests for characters, you get coins, and you can use those coins to unlock more hats for your character. Whoop. Boom. Yeah. You can swap out at the station. I like the captain's hat. Yeah. These interactions and relationships. Yeah, so it's for like what you're saying, like narrative and world stakes. Each one of the quests is like maybe like 5 minutes long, and each one is meant to give you a little bit of insight to those specific characters you're talking to. Like through doing that quest, I got to know a little bit about the bat and about the flamingo, and that's like the draw of the game, is like these characters are cute and funny and I want to play with them. And the adventure mode serves as a way, if I can't have my friends over and play sports with them, adventure mode is a way for me to like have fun by getting to know these other characters. And as I'm doing that, I'm building towards the end of this the season of Sausage Sports Club, which is my campaign or whatever. So there's the narrative element, there's the stakes, like you said. It's like building towards the end of the campaign, where I'm gonna either like win or lose at different categories. Let me actually go to that just so you can see what it looks like. That's not what I wanted, but I'll show you this anyway. This is what it looks like to unlock a new character. Or the game will crash. Either one of those. Oh no, we did it. Cool. I wonder what went wrong there. So we unlocked a new arena here. This is Tiny Tokyo. God, what the fuck happened? Just get a screenshot of that. Looks like I broke a lot, maybe? Thanks, dude. I'm not using timeline. It's all just like manually coded moving UI and oh man, what did I break? Fuck. I broke something so bad. I recently upgraded my Unity to like a new version, and I haven't tested this part of the game, so I'm sure I just broke it, but yeah, it's just in code. I tween from position to position or scale stuff, or if it's some of it's just like scrolling UVs in the background, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in timeline more for like cutscene type stuff, but it's when it came out, and maybe this has changed, but there weren't enough built-in components for me to just like start doing stuff. So I would have had to like code by hand all of this, like every function I would want timeline to do, and that's not. as I understand, Timeline was designed, like the point of Timeline was so that you wouldn't have to write code for every new cutscene and animation and stuff. So it seemed kind of pointless for them to release it with no tools, like no layer of like utilities built on top of it, so I could just start doing stuff. Oh. So oh man, I guess I'm gonna figure out what's going on with adventure mode being broken. Yeah, I think the idea of it's really good, and it's definitely extensible. I just like didn't want to have to write my own extensions for it for everything. I'd rather have a library of like 50 to begin with, and then if I couldn't do what I wanted to do, then I would write my own. It was annoying to me for them to release it and then you have to do everything yourself, basically. Nice. I don't remember how this stuff works. So this is the person talking. Bass player. I don't know. Can't believe I broke all of dialogue and didn't notice. It's pretty funny. And the lighting in the scene is very weird. It's because it's not baked. Why is it not baked though? Is the question. Who wants to watch me bake lights? was actually really fast and fun, so never mind. This one baked? No, it also is not baked. Interesting. At the gym. That one looks good. Yep. Yep. Okay. It was just those two. Weird. That looks way more correct. Okay. That's the finale sequence I mentioned before. It basically takes into account over the course of your season of like playing matches and like talking to characters. It takes into account how many times you were like nice and helpful, how many matches you won and lost, how much of the island you explored, and how much just like stuff you unlocked. And those all determine if you win medals and like and the medal, like if you win a medal you get more coins than if you don't win a medal, basically. Why is the camera doing this? It's very weird. God damn it. Interesting. I haven't played Pyre actually. But when I say relationships, it's really more of like it's just like a very lightly branching quest, and then the characters at the end of the game remember if you were nice or not. That's it. There's no more complexity in there than that. Oh, I really don't want to work on dialogue right now, so I'm gonna not fix that stuff that's wrong. I was actually trying to let me go back to what I was doing before the raid happened. I forgot for like 20 minutes what that was called. Let's see if the audio thing worked. Yeah. I kind of followed the marketing for Pyre the whole way through, and I thought it was really weird and interesting that after making like several action, well, Bastion was like an action RPG kind of, and then Transistor was like less action but still kind of an RPG, that they would go to like a narrative driven like sports thing. I never really understood that. So I am interested at how that ended up going. Yeah, I buy that. And like I said, I didn't play Pyre, but from all the trailers and stuff, all the marketing I saw of it, it just seemed like the mechanics were not deep in the same way that Bastion's mechanics were deep, and Transistor's mechanics were deep. It just seemed like you were playing like a sports game. Okay. I gotta go find the new audio for this on the web. Just like, yeah, when you're in the match and you're like throwing the ball between characters or whatever, it wasn't clear to me from watching trailers that there was depth there or not, like whether there was depth or not. That kind of turned me off of the game. I'm looking for audio. In my other screen, I'm finding audio files to put in the game. Overworld. Okay. God, I hate Google so much. I like how the screen's like turning my face purple. When I say I hate Google, I mean the interface of Google Drive, by the way. Nice. I'll have to check it out. Boop 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 doo 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 doo. Alright, we got it. Glad there's nothing weird in my downloads folder. Alright, let's hook up some audio shit. I gotta add the stuff. Overworld, okay. BH. Ezert. No, no. Oh man, these are all quiet. Why? Uh-oh. That's gonna be a problem. Overworld 2, main, whip 3. Desert. This must be the one. That's not right. I'm gonna have to text my guy. And my phone's dead. So sick. Let me plug it in. I guess I'm not blocked here. Really. I'm just gonna have to test in a bit of a different way. I'll use the beach sound as the hub sound to test. Now I gotta figure out if there's a sync. Random timeline group. Music blend. So somewhere in Fabric, there's a way to make several sounds sync their time, I think. And I need to find that. Override. Volume, pitch, spatialize. More virtualization. Loop. I do want these all to loop. External group. Switch sequence. This is going to be a fun stream of me just looking at Fabric documentation. Transitions, that sounds like what I want. Child component name. $420 is the length of this.
Sync on play means that it will sync 4 times significantly. The sync type component, the way music play, and it wouldn't start playing them until they were synchronized in the way they'd been defined. So on this, the music component.
Oh boy. Music component. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Remove component, music component. Okay, what if all of these are music? I feel like that'll probably do it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I mean, I have, unless it's something I've done a million times before, I always have the Unity docs open. I'm gonna pause. This music. Because clearly there's no music. There might be scene audio in here. Music Overworld Hub is music. I better have music muted. It's so loud. Interesting. Music underscore overworld hub. So we got a group. Got another group. At least one child component present. Overworld hub. Did I spell it wrong? No. Okay, let's see if we actually get this call. Whew. I believe in you, Unity. And cue sound event now. Yeah, good job. Music underscore overworld hub. So we're good. Yeah, looks good. Play it. Yeah. Okay, so let's check our object pool now. Not that one. Audio source pool. So nothing is playing. Which means that this thing did not get the message. So it stopped. Oh, there's no audio. there's nothing to play. Of course there's no audio. Lol. Lol lol. Good job. Good job, me. Really did it. Use the beach for that guy. Use the beach for that guy. I wonder why it matters that it's a music component. Like if there's a benefit to doing that over some other thing. No audio? Still no audio. Let's go back to that tutorial.
Is that on the end of the bar, it will then play the transition piece of music and defined. The transition piece didn't. The end of the it will transition to the audio component B, sound. This will start on music playing, but the music won't start until the first bar is complete, or until a bar is complete, so that it's synchronized. The second audio trigger, on mouse down, is sending out a set switch action, which is named after the music we want to transition to, which is audio component music B. What happens now if we run the game is that when we click on this first audio trigger, the music will start when it's synchronized. When we click on this second audio trigger, and what will happen to the music component is that on the end of the bar, it will then play the transition piece of music, and at the end of that, because we have sync on end set, it will transition to the audio component B. We're using a click track of 120 beats per minute, so you can hear how they synchronize. So you can hear from there, we switch music to a component that allows you. The music component is a component that allows you to play back pieces of music in sequence or synchronized. It works similar to a normal audio component, the first properties. However, you'll notice that now you have a music time settings of property that's been added to it. They've been named to match. Looking in the music themes, they've been named to match what they do. Looking in the music component, there is a track that will sync to the music time settings that we've chosen.
Okay, so I set that up wrong. They should all be under one. Should be one music thing. Music component. We're gonna start with beach until I get the right length sound. Clip, desert, jungle, Hollywood. Great.
The option of 4/4 or 3/4 that we set earlier in the Fabric Manager. 4/4 time expects us.
This doesn't seem right. Okay.
To have 120 signature component, which is component A. We set a transition component in slightly more complex. This audio trigger is set up to send out an event on audio trigger of mouse down to play sound. This will start on music playing, but the music won't start until the first bar is complete, or until a bar is complete, so that it's synchronized. The second audio trigger on mouse down is sending out a set switch action, which is named after the music we want to transition to, which is audio component.
I don't think I want to use these transitions.
What happens now if we run the game is that when we click on this first audio trigger, the music will start when it's synchronized. When we click on the second audio trigger, then what will happen to the music component is that on the end of the bar, it will then play the transition piece of music, and at the end of that, because we have sync on end set, it will transition to the audio component B. We're using a click track of 120 beats per minute so you can hear how they synchronize. So you can hear from there that each section, each transition was synchronized to the beat, but it wouldn't start playing them until they were synchronized in the way they've been defined. So our first piece of music wouldn't synchronize until the end of the bar, because that's what we set in Fabric in our music time signature, or in our music.
Sorry this isn't the most engaging work session ever. Audio's kind of a... There you go. Audio in this project has been kind of hard because I'm using Fabric, which is sort of black box-ish. Like, the documentation is not great and things don't work as I expect often. So it ends up being just like a lot of banging my head against the wall and like watching these videos multiple times. This is clearly just like starting over at the start. I think all of these sounds I'm using are out of date. Hey, the baker, welcome. We're doing audio programming right now to make transitions to a variant of the hub theme for each of the biomes happen when you go into each of the biomes. And I'm having a heck of a time. Hollywood. Roomba, okay. Beach. Where is music? There it is. All right. Now that we have the correct versions of stuff, okay. I feel like we're off to a decent start on this. Even though I don't have any transitions happening yet. Just having something in progress and having the final audio like in the project is a good start. These are like different levels. Oh, they are pretty good. I'm so excited about these. Do 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 do. Okay, so now I actually have to get them to sync properly. So I could set the time. That's a thing that can happen. I wonder if I set the time to something longer than the clip, what that would be, what that would do. Let's just try it, see what happens. Time by time. Because if it works with looping, then you would think no matter what time.time is, it would just, you know, wrap from however long the song is. And since the hub song starts on first play, it should sync. That works. Yeah, it sounds correct to me. Okay, so that doesn't work actually. It's just clamping it to the length of time. So let's do it's not ideal. I should use Fabric's built-in syncing thing, but let's one step at a time. Let's see if that actually works. Hey, it works. It's working. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, that's good. Now I need to do, what do I want to do? I need to put one of these triggers by the entrance over here. That's good. We need one for the jungle still. I have a feeling this is going to be expensive. Well, surely untrigger enter. It's weird that that thing can't be kicked, but it can be slammed really hard. Boom, let's cross this off. Fade out time does not work. Okay, subsystem transition between various versions of HubTrack, featuring different biomes. And final versions of Overworld nations. Come on, Unity, do it. Do the thing. There you go. Save project. Okay. I'll be right back. I run to the restroom. let's move on to the next thing on our list since we've actually finished something. Oh man. Oh, and I get to rip down a note card from my board. Doesn't happen every day. I've got I don't want to show you the board itself because there's stuff on it I haven't announced or whatever, but that card is done. Now it's in the garbage. I think it was about a year ago that I first got this cork board and started putting note cards on it, and it was more recently than that, maybe like 6 months ago. But it was when I realized, like, if I'm gonna finish this game, every decision I make, every thing I work on, every day I need to be working towards finishing the game instead of just like instead of it being a nice dream or like wish or whatever that I would finish soon, I had to like actually work towards making that happen. And once I put up this corkboard and every note card I put on it was like, okay, what's a step I need to take to finish the game? Then suddenly the game started coming together much faster. And it just feels good to rip up a piece of paper in your hands when you finish something. It's more satisfying than hitting archive on a Trello card. Yeah, so what's on my notepad list? Render groups. Interior transition, Hollywood, Tiny Tokyo entrance areas. I think interior transition is the thing that sounds interesting, which means I probably shouldn't work on it, but I'm going to anyway. So, why would that thing be no coal? That's so weird. Oh, huh. That's kind of interesting. Guess I'll leave that for now. I don't know if you can see that, but the inside of this building, if this isn't no coal, then you can just see through the back of the building. And since you can go in there, it's kind of weird, but really it's not going to matter because the inside of this building is going to have an actual like interior mesh to it. So that's weird. I think this one's going to need to be a stipple. So it can happen over time. So what I want to do so let's make a to-do list. Interior transition, objects, mark to disappear, swap to stipple shader and back. And don't use standard no call. And not really sure what the correct thing to do with the black color is. Workbench, camera. Let's align with my view. So this is the effect I want, but I'm not sure what to do with the black, if I should just make it like fade or something. What if I did like a noise thing? CSC utils. Noise, it's a float 3. Oh, you can't see my screen. I'm gonna try like a screen space noise thing. I don't know if it's probably gonna look bad, but gotta try something. Screen pose. I don't have anything good to put in here, so I'm just gonna make up something stupid. And then like step 0.5. Yeah, good. That's what I want. What did I do that's wrong? X on 34. No. All right. Gotta find out what this struct is. Pose. Oh, that's weird. Really? Oh, noise. Noise no matching to parameter function. I forgot. Parentheses. And then we gotta scale it by a bajillion. There you go. Now we're getting somewhere. That looks bad. Not good. I need debug. Can I get at you? I just want to get at it so I can tweak it. Yeah, it looks it looks messed up. It's not gonna look like that. Come on. Really? Okay. Guess we're gonna have to do this in play mode. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Really? Here we go. It's almost something. What if I didn't clip? I need text. Value A. Yeah, I didn't think so. What? Oh. It's not really. It's not right. The fuck? This is fucking wild. Oh, I gotta make it transparent. Where does that go? I don't need that. I just need blend. There we go. Ugh. Ugh. Looks yuck. Is noise 0 to 1? What if it was just N? What I really want is like, what would really be cool is like gradient something or other. So let's do some 2-bit maps, only do point. shooting stars mean? It's funny. Not really liking any of the effects I'm finding. I kind of just want to do like dither. I think that's what I'll do. I don't need that. Good. Okay, I fucked up somewhere. Nope, that's not right either. No, that's not what I want. I want it to be transparent. I just want... Maybe it's actually fine. Fuck. Interesting. Kind of like that. Does it look maximized? Yeah, that's interesting. The whole point is that it happens over time, and this looks pretty good over time. Although I could just literally do Oh, that's kind of interesting. That it would like almost go to black, but not really. What the fuck? What the hell? It like... I can make the camera like snap onto the guy. That's very silly. I don't mind the joke, Elton Peter. It's funny. It's kind of funny to snap the camera for some reason. Reminds me of, doesn't remind me of, it made me think of Brody Quest for some reason. If anybody's seen that. Okay, I think the fade, just like solid fade, is actually a pretty good direction to go. I'm a little bit surprised. I also think a gradient would be cool. Maybe I'll try that before I move on. Don't even need the texture. This is not, it should not be called view pose. What, oh. Yeah, that'll do it. Whew. What? Okay, now we're talking. What if it didn't do that horrible blend though? Not blend. Blend's not the right word. That's not right. Uh-oh. That was weird. Cheers, dude. Okay. So I don't like the gradient being that weird like ring thing. I'm not sure why that happens. If I go to the hat shop, maybe it's like a float precision thing, because this scene also has that, the rings, but they're smaller. It's really very annoying to me. What is up with that? Fixed. What if I use better numbers? Sick. What's that? What's that you got there? Unity, gradient, banding. I wonder if this is like an HDR thing or something like that. Whoa. That looks crazy. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, whoa. I could also try changing the color type from gamma to linear, and maybe that wouldn't change it. I don't know what this music is right now. That's what I'm looking for. Give me a second to do something off screen. I don't know if I'm gonna if I were to show you the settings in the Nintendo stuff, if that would be breaking NDA or not. You gonna switch? Excited for Unity to crash. Because I'm trying to change linear to gamma. Wow, that looks so much worse. Fuck. Okay. I don't know how to deal with this banding thing. Well, maybe this is something I'll come back to, but I need to move on. I think it looks better just as like a flat color. Banding on that too. What the frig? What do we got? 8/255. 0.031. Okay. Let's find indoor mask. It's VFX. Let's make a new folder for this. I'm not using any of these scripts. Yeah, we're loading. I think I'm not gonna write a new script for this. I think I'm just gonna use the camera blocker. In fact, I'll do, how do I do this? Fader? Is there a better name than that? Temp fader? Let's call it temp fader. It's not a great name, I will admit. Why the fuck am I using link tools? So camera figure's good. Now I don't even need to do it. I have to reset all this up, I think. Fuck. definitely have to redo this because eventually all of this stuff is going to be like merged into singular game objects rather than a bunch. So right now this is like a crazy amount of draw calls and nothing gets batched. Like all these barrels are separate meshes from Maya. Like there's one big mesh, these are each sub meshes. So the barrels aren't even batched together even though they use the same material. Okay, let's get the back building as well. I think that's enough. Figure. Okay. Fuck. Okay. Stipple. Where's the sphere thing? That's what I mean. That's, oh, I clicked it, cool. Where are those? List of temp faders. Okay. Faders. Oops. Show. So start alpha equals show mask. For showing it 0, for not material get color A material set color timer over show mask time. Let's do it as color. Fuck. Showing mask, start color, A equals 0, set color, start color dot set alpha this time equals start color good. So it's going up to 1. So we need to do so in listener enter zone, make that true. All right, now we're talking. see what happens. Whew. I feel like I'm on a beach with this like ocean sound playing. I don't know if you can hear that on the stream. Wow. Look at that. Camera get destroyed? So this needs to happen on start. There you go. There you go. So sick. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Why is the camera off? It's very weird. What the fuck? Why does the camera keep getting turned off? Oh, that's why. Okay. So that shouldn't turn off the game object, that should just disable the component. Yep, that would definitely fuck it up. What's happening? Alright, that one, get a... That's weird. Let's make it like 0.6 and see how that looks. Means we should also make that 0.6. Cool. Oh fuck. We really borked it there. Okay, so there's a null ref on this one's camera zone, I bet. Since we got, yep, since we got rid of this guy. Okay, that should fix it. That was kind of cool. Like initial fade. Very interesting. Transition feels way better, wow. Look at that weird pop. Why is it all black? It's weird. Accidentally turn off the stencil as well? Must have. Here's Falls. Okay. Renders. Roof 2. Render roof 2. So strange. Okay, I know it's wrong. Zone routine. So we stop. Alright, let's see that again. Cheers, dude. Thanks for coming. I appreciate the cheer. Now that is a fade, if I've ever seen a fade. taking different amounts of time. Just not what you want. That's not quite right. That's not how you're supposed to get up there. What the fuck? Physics are cool, I guess. So sick. So sick. Must have been off this thing. I think I'd feel okay shipping that transition. I don't like this one, so you can see like the, hard to explain, you can see the here, let me point at the mouse. You can see this part, like inside the stenciled area, right there, yeah. Doesn't look good. I really should just get rid of that part of the mesh. I probably will end up doing that. Fall. Am I entering another zone right there? It shouldn't happen. Proof transition, that's pretty good shape. Camera zooms. Oh yeah, that's like in the building. Surprise. think when I set that up, I probably excused it by saying the interior of that building will be smaller than the actual like outside walls, so it won't matter that it intrudes a bit. Let's see if that's true though. I'm gonna commit this stuff. How would I not enable those instances? Oops. Just as a heads up, I'm gonna get off pretty soon, stop streaming. It's been a while. It's been like 4.5 hours, so not necessarily feeling that tired, but I just kind of want to stop streaming. Transitions to Hollywood interiors, meaning objects fade out rather than pop, and image effect fade in and out rather than pop. Okie doke. What else we got? Render group. Mark renders in each biome to be disabled when in other biomes. And in desert. Yeah, I don't really feel like those are like, I'm not really feeling like doing either of these on stream. The render groups thing is like something I think I should hold off on because I can't really test the performance impact of it until I can make a dev build on Switch to just like profile, and I'm not really dying for performance yet in the Overworld anyway. Like I know as I finish Hollywood, that's gonna get better because I'm gonna be combining all these meshes and like not using as many materials, and so it's just like not really sure if I'm gonna need that like optimization yet. And then the other stuff is like setting up those entrances is gonna require design work, and I'm a little burnt out on the stream. That got like too much burnt out that I would want to start a task that big. So I think I'm just gonna get off. The other thing I could do, but I'm gonna hold off, do it maybe tomorrow after work, is setting up the collision in the overworld. Now that I actually have some like reasonable geometry, I could set up the geometry just to like keep you in the map, similar to what I have in the junkyard. Or I mean, I have it in all the maps, but I think it's obvious in the junkyard what it is. Collision, camera sounds off. Yeah, I basically set up like these collision volumes to keep players from getting out of the map. I need to do that in the overworld. I just haven't done it yet. And it's one of my big things on my list, so I'll get to that soon. It's coming together. Okay, just to wrap up, thanks everybody for coming. I do these every week, so I'll see you next week if you're around. Yeah, thanks for coming.